Hey folks, Juan Restrepo here, President of the Florida Real Estate Investor Association, bringing you another edition of the FAN, the FLREIA Action News. And man, we've got a ton of news today, so hang on tight. Homebuyers forking out more for down payments. Another foreclosure case could go to the Supreme Court. Home Depot adding 60,000 seasonal jobs. Home builders not positive on the housing market in 2011. More layoffs for foreclosure law firms in South Florida. The Florida foreclosure filings dip again. Median home prices drop in South Florida. Quite a bit to go over, so let's get started here. What's going on? All right, in the Wall Street Journal is reporting that home buyers are forking out more for down payments. That's right. The median down payment in 9 major U.S. cities, this is a study they did to these major 9 cities, and including Miami and Tampa, has risen to 22%. All right. In 2006, the median down payment was 4%. Some markets outside of these 9 were close to 0. All right. Now, the ones closest to zeros are the ones having the biggest problems in the foreclosure crisis. They're the ones that had more to lose. So, study also shows that, hey, the more people have to put out of pocket, the less inclined they are to fall behind. So, makes sense, huh? All right, larger down payments could slow down the housing market, causing prices to fall even further. So, it should be interesting to see what happens. Now, the FHA-backed mortgages, which require 3.5% up front, made up about half of all loans for home purchases in 2010. So, hopefully these guys don't go under. But yeah, this whole everybody trying to get a home and this and that, I think what we're going to start seeing is a lot more renters for a little while, okay? So, should be interesting. And the same thing as we start to see less government involvement, should the Obama administration decide to pull out altogether from backing home loans. Could be interesting to see what happens as this goes on. All right, on the Daily Business Review, we've got quite a bit here. Another foreclosure case could go to the Supreme Court. Now, this is a complicated case, but let me try to explain it as best I can. Homeowner is being sued, obviously being sued for foreclosure, but they're claiming that the trust that holds it can't do it, shouldn't be allowed to do it. Let me try to read here what they're saying. The trust managed by Deutsche Bank violated its own documents when it obtained her note and mortgage. Trust documents provided specific steps that must be taken to assure ownership when notes and other financial instruments held in trust are transferred. The attorney says that trust law should be used to determine if a trust owns a note and has the right to foreclose. Now, the trust is claiming, however, that under the Uniform Commercial Code, a note holder can foreclose on a note and mortgage even if they don't own or are in wrongful possession of them. All right? So now, what the foreclosure defense attorney is saying is, listen, we can't have both of these things taking precedence. It's either one or the other. So it looks like they're going to this appeals court, try to get this hashed out. If not, it's going to possibly go to the Supreme Court. But they're trying to get this done sooner than later, because it is obviously an issue. So just messes are being created. And I'm going to tell you some more news here in a minute, what's going on with all this mess. But anyway, Home Depot adding 60,000 seasonal jobs throughout their whole, what would you say? I don't know. The whole complex, all their business. So springtime is big for Home Depot. It's almost like Christmas for them. They're having their Black Fridays and all this type sales. So yeah, they're looking for add more people. Some of these folks might even go to full-time. Home Depot's earnings grew in 2010, and they're looking for revenues to be strong in 2011. So that's good news for them. On another note, home builders are not so positive on the housing market. Yeah, they're not seeing a turnaround in the single-family homes. It's just a mess. They're having to compete with the foreclosures, and as we all know, that is huge. Just in Florida alone, we've got over 100,000 bank-owned properties. So quite a bit of inventory that they're trying to compete against. And then whether they're saying their sentiment, the builder sentiment index is still at 16 after 4 months. Now, anything below 50 means it's negative. So they're all the way down to 16. So these guys are pretty much in depression state. But on the other hand, the housing starts have climbed 15% to an annual rate of 596,000 units. They're saying that the work started on 78% more dwellings with 2 or more units, which is overshadowing a drop in the single-family houses that indicates the housing market continues to struggle. So on the one side, yeah, they're not building as many single families, but they're starting to build more multifamily properties. So why is that? Hey, the apartments. rentals. That's what's going to be key for your survival, for your thrival, as Frank would say, in this economy. All right, so buy and hold is the key to this market cycle. So if you're not holding, man, you've got to be, because that's what's going to get you through this. On the Palm Beach Post here is talking about more layoffs for foreclosure law firms. Yeah. Ben Ezra and Katz just laid off 41% of its staff after being fired from Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae said, we're done with you guys. And it was a surprise to them because they weren't expecting it. They had... I wrote this down. I can't read what I said. Anyway, the internal memo states that Fannie Mae would suddenly drop them. They had voluntarily gone to Fannie Mae in November and said, hey, listen, we saw that we have some documents that aren't correct through an internal audit, and they thought, if they did this, they would put them on the good terms with Fannie Mae, but Fannie Mae said, nope, we're gone. And I think probably what helped was that the founding partner, Mark Ben Ezra, he was in hot water with a Miami-Dade judge who criticized his firm for filing sham, that's quote, sham documents and wasting the court's time. So I guess Fannie Mae probably got a word of that and said, you know what, we need to go. So not good news for these guys. So that's a lot of people that had to let go. Stern's office, they're still letting go people. They just laid off another 90 staff members. So they're going to be hurting there. All right. Now, look, what would seem to be good news for foreclosures, that Florida foreclosure filings dip once more. Yeah, Florida foreclosure tally for the month of January fell to a 3.5-year low as the number of homes getting an initial default letter plunged 69% from the same time last year, in 2010. So the cause for the decrease, obviously we know, is the chaos in the robo-signing going on through the foreclosure mills. So there's a lot of folks that, a lot of these foreclosure mills, a lot of foreclosure firms that had to stop and just refile everything and do everything correctly. So that has slowed things down on the foreclosure filings, especially Stern cases. Boy, those are stalled big time. Nearly 900 Palm Beach County homes were repossessed in January, about 4 times higher than January of last year. Statewide, 7,459 homes were repossessed for a 23% annual increase. And like I said earlier, about 104,760 Florida homes are now bank-owned. So, yep, there's a lot of inventory out there. Median home prices have dropped as well. Median sales price of single-family homes dropped 10% here in Palm Beach County to $214,600. That's from $239,500 at the same time in 2009. So number of homes sold in Palm Beach County at the end of last year also slipped, decreasing 3%. And then condo sales, however, are on the rise here in Palm Beach County, jumping 13% and 6% statewide. The Treasure Coast, not so good. They saw a 23% drop in condo sales during the fourth quarter and an 18% drop in median sales price to $77,800. So if you're looking for affordable living, Treasure Coast is the place to go. Home sales also suffered in the Treasure Coast. They fell 26% compared to the same time in 2009. The median sales price of homes fell 2% to $109,000. Bad news, not really. Opportunities was abounding, okay? This is the time to buy and hold. You can get properties very inexpensively. If you're tuning in to Sharon's webinar every Tuesday, you are seeing deals galore, especially on the multifamily side. Rents are still strong, and so, we're seeing cash flow. So this is the time to get in and hold. So definitely take advantage of the opportunity that's at stake right now. Unemployment is kind of high, yes, but we're seeing jobs coming in. So it's a matter of us creating the jobs as small business owners. Get out there and just push forward and plug forward and make it happen. That's how we're going to turn this economy around. It's not going to be the government, all right? And we are looking into that $1 billion. It is available for those in foreclosure, so stay tuned. As soon as we find some more information out about that, we'll put it out there for you. All right, what's going on at the FLREIA? Let's see. Real Estate Opportunities webinar, again, every Tuesday at 12:15. Join us there. God's Property, Thursday morning on the 17th at 7:30 a.m. So join us to hear what God has to say about your business. And then our monthly meeting with Scott Meyers on the 17th. Now, we're doing a special thing here. Scott's talking about self-storage investing. Still a hot commodity. He's going to tell you why it's so hot. But we're also doing something special that evening. We're collecting clothes for the homeless. So we are partnering with, not really partnering, we're just heard about it, we're going to jump on board and send them clothing out to Shakar Ministries. Our church at Victory is doing a clothing drive. This is for adults only, no shoes and no kid clothes. So gently used or new clothing would be appreciated. So definitely bring that out to the meeting. We appreciate that. And then on the 26th, the Don Juan Tri Club gets together once again. We had a good time the last weekend, and we're getting together at the Race for Faith. So we're doing a 5K with some of our members out there, so we're looking forward to it. Then after that, we're going to run over to the Don Juan Ocean Club for our inaugural meeting there, and we're going to talk about having some fun in the ocean, diving, boating, fishing, whatever have you can do in the ocean. We're going to try to get together and do that. And then our elite members, we have our conference call on the 1st of March in the morning, and then elections are up on Tuesday, March 8th. So we have a page set up for you on the website, FLREIA.com/elections. And so that is the page you can find all 32 elections that are up. So check it out. Brain fart to you today. All right, and cash flow is back March 11th, so join us for that. Have fun and get out of the rat race. All right, that's it for the news today. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and don't forget our blogs. Chime in, and we want to hear your opinions and see what's going on out there in your world. All right, thanks again for tuning in. That's the news. That is the news for today. We look forward to seeing you at any one of our upcoming events. This is Juan Restrepo signing off. God bless.
Every second counts on the clock that's ticking. Gotta live.